wonderful. It's hardly even a high spot. We're going to have to work on these holes a little bit better. See, the hole sticks up a little bit.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see what we can do to butcher these out. This one's pretty dull, so probably won't do much. This one might be sharper because I don't use as much. A little better. You realize every hole has not been deburred. What about those small ones? How are we going to do those?
They don't look that bad.
No.
They don't feel bad at all. Like, oh, never mind. This one has some burrs.
Well, you touched it, now you know it's different?
Yeah, because you already probably hit the side. Yeah, that tip doesn't look promising.
Looks like it's been hand ground.
It looks like...
I put some flats into it like a cutter, see. You don't like this one?
I can tell we're gonna use it.
What's it doing in there? It does do something.
Yeah.
Isn't that cut mark?
It's like we're drilling, but with a butter knife.
It's deburring. We're not supposed to be cutting.
That's alright, deburring with the butter knife. No, I'm kidding. It's actually, yeah. It actually worked really well.
It actually worked. Imagine that. A custom tool actually worked. It's hard to believe. The thing is, it'll work better than what they did. That's what matters.
Yeah.
As soon as they can do a damn thing,
Their quality control is,
this is better.
yeah, not really on par.
Maybe one of those I'm not catching as I go around now. Except that one. That's the difference. It is deburred now. Now. Some of these are hard to get to. Dude, that's sharp. See, the blood you save might be your own. That's how I look at it. He did a half-assed job of deburring the oils, but not by much. Okay, what other tool do you not like? These are a little sharp too. You plan on doing 3 studs or not?
I'm honestly not sure. I think what I have is...
Or are we going to cut it off, put a panhead spigot on it?
No, let's not cut it off. I'm trying to think if my exhaust has 1 or 2. I think it's just 1 bolted.
1 is stock.
Yeah, I think 1 just feeds into...
1 is stock.
Yeah, cause I'm gonna make a 2-to-1.
That's the whole exhaust system, but it's a matter of how many bolts you put in here. 3 sounds good. The problem is you can't get 2 of the bolts. Especially one of them. One of them is just buried. Very, very hard to get to. So unless you use some kind of a ball driver Allen or a 12-point with the universal socket on it, even then it's tight. Because the frame's in the way of everything, and the head's in the way, the push rods are in the way. It's not made to be used. So
The stock is the easiest.
it's really hard to get to. Excuse me. So whenever you do something that's different than stock, it gets pretty damn hard to do. Now this one here, you got these big sharp edges where the push rod goes in. That requires a bit bigger bowl than what I have here.
What if we just run the deburr tool around it? The hand one that we had earlier.
It's hard to get in there on the inside edge.
Oh.
But you know, you got some weird shit around here. It'd be nice if this was a little bit bigger diameter, because then it would work better. But it's smaller diameter on this side, so I can plug it in here. But yeah, it is what it is. Excuse me. So all of these things, you got to have special tools to do things. So that's pretty much going to be a hand job. Or,
Yeah, you could hit. What if you hit it with like Scotch-Brite
or
or
you come in
something?
there with a deburring tool. You know, I mean a burr. Or a little Dremel tool or some other piece of crap tool. Look, all the aluminum I cut off. Stuff's everywhere. There's only certain parts of this I didn't catch with the deburring tool.
I have some Scotch-Brite at home. I could just hit it with some Scotch-Brite.
So here it's deburred right here, but when you got
Yeah.
to where they
Sharp
just,
edge.
when it went straight in, then you got an edge. See, it's hard to get in there.
Yeah.
But just that much there makes a difference, but it's still sharp.
I could hit that before I send it to the polishers, just to kind of round the edge out a little bit, not
Yeah.
take off too much.
You just gotta see all the deceiving area, that's all. One I can get to probably is the inner one. Nope. It's about the size of the hole. See inside hole with the push rod. It's a direct sharp edge there.
Yeah, that's what you don't want to.
Just like it is on this side. That's what a special inner cider cutter will be.
That's going to tear up the O-ring, right?
Yeah, but if you
It's
look
too
at
sharp.
it, if you look at it, I deburr it. Here, grab it. I took the edge off. I broke it a little bit. You don't have quite the right tool.
Yeah, it doesn't feel sharp.
Doesn't mean you can't do the job with some other tool that's close. It's all about the angle you use your tool at. It's just I have to use large generations for me to get in there. So that one's done too.
Yep.
And the spark plug hole was never done either. See, the spark plug's never been deburred either.
Sick.
You be careful down because that's what the seat does also. You be really careful when you're deburring that. Doesn't take much to screw it up real heavy. Because you want to deburr it, but you don't want to.
You can do that by hand, just twist it.
You don't want to put a big chamfer in that thing. No. Please power tools. Just you don't push in it very hard or go very deep. If you go too deep, it'll be a radius, and then your spark plug will never seal. Because you're cutting the seat away when you do this. See, doesn't take much.
Yeah.
About 4 or 5 revolutions is all we're getting, if even that, mind you. It knocks that edge off. On this side here, you can make it away if you want. The inside I get carried away with. Nice radius on that. So I've got a hole. And with the valve guide, I'll go in all these here. Deburring doesn't hurt anything really.
Yeah, he just lets things seat a lot better, right?
Well, like when you're pushing a valve guide in it, if you got a straight hole and you're putting pressure on it, it's going to push the metal up like that. So now you're only hitting on the outside instead of flat like you're supposed to. So if you deburr it, when you put the metal have room to go to someplace when you press the guide in, the guide will sit flat. It makes sense. It just people get lazy. That's an extra cut, you know. And you can't do that on a CNC machine very easily because you have to program all that in. That's too complicated.
They don't want to spend the money on that.
The human body can judge the angles real quick and depths, but CNC machine, you have to tell it what to do. Or an old manual machine, good luck on that. But, so when you deburr stuff like that, it just makes it a lot cleaner. That's the difference between a high-end product and not high-end product. It's all that details, lots of details. So now after we detail it all out,
Come back with the trusty old file.
how much noise you get when the file drops out. It sounds a lot quieter now. So
Yeah.
it's not cutting metal. And this one already deburred anyway, so it's not a good test for this. But now I'm not feeling anything when I go across. Before you can still feel high spots as you go across. And this we got to do because the inserts are actually sticking up on some of these. You have to deburr this side. Won't have to cut it. So this one I didn't file on yet. See, it's pretty flat.
Yeah.
They took all the burrs off. You can hear the files hitting flat. So everything's below the surface now. It's not making, not cutting anything. I basically didn't cut anything, I don't think. Now this edge in here is pretty sharp.
But they'll take that down when they polish it, right?
Sure. Sure they will.
In theory.
Like I told you, if you want it done, do it now. Because they might not do it. And if you care about it, do it now. Doesn't take long to do that. How long did it take? You knock off that edge.
About 10 seconds.
So that's 3 different angles, which makes it like a radius. See how smooth it is now? You don't have to worry about cutting yourself on that. Or when you're cleaning your bike off after that nice polish you got, it won't cut in all the rags.
Yeah, and then little hairs sticking out.
Or digging in your finger and make it smooth a little bit. Well, some of this is deburred. See, they did deburr some of it. Not all of it, but you can see where they cut it right here.
Yeah.
There's cut lines. So this head here, they did a pretty good job of knocking it down, or maybe I already did it, I don't know. This looks like it was done with a burr. This is a file. Files leave different marks and burrs. See, now I'm touching the head, I'm not getting cut like I would before. See, this one's been all deburred by a burr. That's a sharp edge in there.
It's for that clearance that we're done with that.
Remove edges. You know, when I asked about rubbing this on my table, what do you think? When I rub this on, do you think they're going to pick on me for that? This is made to cut. Alright. Now these edges over here are a lot harder to do. See how it's been all beat up around here?
Yeah, it's actually what I was going to ask earlier. How we would,
And see this is a sharp edge on this one too.
it's like the lip.
So go give me that knife file over there on the workbench. So this has been all beat up and just been hammered on a lot. This has never been cut here, so it's really sharp. So this will actually cut O-rings when you tighten the O-ring down. Put your arm straight out, you'll hit it. Right there, files. Right to your right, 1 foot. Yeah, grab me the knife one.
Ah.
Figure out what we call the knife file yet?
I thought you meant it was that. I thought you meant that chisel one you were using
See,
earlier.
you call it a knife file because it's shaped like a knife. sharpened all. See, this won't cut on this side. So if you put that right on the edge here, it won't cut the head, but it will deburr. That first lip, it looks like crap. And this one here will get the second one. If you bring the file the other direction, you can come across that way. It deburrs it. You can hear it digging in. Uh-oh. Scooby's not gonna like that.
Don't like fireworks?
He didn't hear it?
No.
Keep firing off, they're gonna hear it. He's sleeping on there, or ignoring it. He's just ignoring it.
Yeah, he's ignoring it. He doesn't want to believe his shirt.
Yeah. Still pretty rough. I want the file moved. What's wrong with it? Much better. And this over here is still a sharp edge here, but that's never been deburred right there. Not exactly the tool you're supposed to use for this, but
Gets it done.
knocks it down a little bit. So there's a difference. Show that there. That was the worst one. It was really rough. Tight to get in there. So you can do them both together to 45. And do the fine tune. When you get the lower angle, make it more radius, you gotta use the knife part of the file. See, if I did that after you polish, you know, it'd be burning up over here. Much better. That's very, very sharp. falls down, so it won't cut me now. I still want to grind out the burr. Alright, there's another one. See all the crap sticking up right here?
Yeah.
See, I need to cover the burr because you can't get into the file very well. It's just file's too wide and too flat to get those areas. It's just dead sharp right there. Just Bird City. Just the wrong tool. Gotta get there with something more radius. This one's a little bit. Same thing here. It's got a sharp one on there. Alright. We got most of the deburring done. Again. Now it's time to do this milling. Alright, we'll be back.